Ladies and gentlemen, today my guest is a friend of mine from way, 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 way back. T, how you doing, baby?
Hey,
How
all is
goes it?
well. All is well. No complaints at all. Complaining doesn't do anything anyway.
We don't complain, man. Like
Not
we're
at all.
we're go getters. We go do what it takes to make shit happen.
Most definitely.
So tell me what's going on. Where'd you grow up?
South side of Chicago. Wow, wow, hundreds. And then we ended up moving over east. I went to well, when I was young, I went to so many different grammar schools. I lost count. But my home, the grammar school that we stuck with was Bradwell over east on Bradwell. And then I went to CVS High School.
Okay, so where you are now, you stay in Texas.
Yeah, I'm in Frisco. So Frisco is a suburb north of Dallas.
And how long
Oh,
have you been
20
living there?
minutes, 20 minutes away from Dallas. I've been here now for going on 6 years. Dang, it has been like going on 6 years. Don't even feel like that long.
It flies, especially when you're being productive.
Yeah, 6 years almost in December.
What made you want to move to Frisco, Texas?
You know what? Honestly, and when I say this, it sounds like cliche, but literally, I was going through some things in my personal life with my ex. I was separating from my ex husband, and I was at like a really, really low place in my life. And so I had prayed and I'm like, God, look, I do not want to be here. Like, I know that um, I'm just ready for a fresh start. I want to start somewhere else. And so literally, God had put Texas in my spirit. And I'm like, Texas? Like, I ain't never even been to Texas before. Like, why Texas? Long story short, I ended up coming out here, and although I knew that this is where I was meant to be, like all of these different obstacles start trying to come in a way to prevent that. However, when something is destined for you to happen, the doors are going to open for you regardless. Like, can't nobody get in the way of that. And that's what happened. Everything just flowed. And we're here. And it's been an amazing journey. So,
And while you've been down there, you started like your own company.
no, that is not how that worked. I came down I came down here and I was a nail tech for 20 years. So, I was working and I was dope, like one of the best hands down nail techs. So I could get a job anywhere. So I came down here, was just trying out different places. And I was actually doing nails here. At first, I started doing nails from my house. And I'm like, I'm ready to get out here and meet people and things like that. So I started working for different nail companies. And I was doing that for 3 years, but then I ended up getting really sick.
Okay.
And that kind of put a halt to that. So how my business came about, so 2 years ago, I started like just getting really sick, couldn't breathe. It always just felt like an elephant was like sitting on my chest. And so I would go to the doctor and they was like, well, it looked like you got pneumonia, this and that. Um, Fast forward, they ended up diagnosing me with sarcoidosis. Now, sarcoidosis is what Bernie Mac died from, along
Mm-hmm.
with pneumonia. But my sarcoidosis, mine was different because all of my organs were shutting down, like my spleen, my liver, my
Oh
kidney,
wow.
like all of it was shutting down. Like I was in the hospital so much because they didn't know how to control it. So what they were doing was basically pumping my body with all of these different medications, right?
Mm.
Which are causing other things to mess up. So after, 3 months, I ended up having to have a biopsy because I had got this really, really bad infection to where I couldn't use the bathroom for over 10 days. Like
What?
I couldn't have a movement at all. And they would literally come in there every single day doing enemas, giving me all these like cocktails and make me boo boo. Nothing for over 10 days. So finally they're like, well, they did a biopsy, and they're like, well, we can't get you to have a movement, we're gonna have to go in and do a surgery. So okay. I ended up having to have a breast surgery because my breast was like kind of smothering my lungs, so I couldn't breathe, things like that. So it was like a really like crazy experience. And so after all of that, um, I was prescribed 16 medications a day.
Ooh.
Not including the medicine turned me into diabetic. So now I'm taking insulin shots along with 16 medications, along with having a PIC line IV. So I got a home care nurse coming to the house 5 days a week, giving me antibiotics. It's crazy. So as I'm laying in the bed, hospital bed, I'm like, God, I know this is not the way I'm going out. Like I know that I have a purpose. I always knew that like I'm put here for something spectacular, something amazing. I'm not just an average person. And I knew that. And so as I'm praying, God is putting my spirit like, and I'm like, God, I'm ready. Whatever it is that I need to do, let me know I'm ready to do it. Right. So I started researching holistic living, holistic practices, things like that, herbs, getting into that. So then I started, I wanted to detox. So I'm like, okay, as I'm making these juices or making these detoxes, what's the benefits of apples? What's the benefits of this? What's the benefits of that? So I'm writing all this stuff down. So I come home and you get released from the hospital. So now I'm creating all of these juices. I don't know if you remember, like I used to share everything. Like I was very transparent about my journey and sharing it with everybody, because you never know who may be going through what you're going through, or who you can help, or just whatever. I just wanted to share. It's put on my heart to share. So that's how my business came about, because once I started juicing and, these things started working for me, I started slowly but surely getting off of medication. I'm getting energy now. So now I want to exercise. My walking turned into jogging. Jogging turned into running. Running turned into, now I want to kickbox, and now I want to cycle. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to a year and a half later, I went vegan. So I'm like plant-based vegan. I don't eat any meat. I don't do dairy. I don't even do Impossible Burger. I'm just strictly like
Wow.
plant-based. I went from 16 medications to 0. And during the medication I was taking, I ended up gaining like about 100 pounds on that medication. I lost all of it. That's gone. So I went from like I was 260. Now I'm like in like almost 168, something like that. But
so you've almost lost 100 pounds completely.
well, I did. It's
Okay.
100 pounds.
Okay.
Over. And I didn't lose it because I'm not trying to find it. I got rid of
Talk your shit.
Over 100 pounds.
Talk your shit, man.
So now a lot of people have seen my journey and witnessed my journey, and I help them. I just help them. Basically what I did to heal me, I help heal them.
Absolutely. What you've done is commendable. Like there are very few people who can find that type of inspiration or motivation to do what you did. Tell me something about these pills. 16 pills, a whole cocktail of pills. Man. So at some point you have to be loopy in.
Oh, I was addicted to them too, because like I was on so many, because they make you feel like your body becomes like, it wants that feeling. Mm-hmm. So like, okay, with the steroids, right? I couldn't sleep. So now I'm taking these strong dosages of Ambien. And I'm popping them boys like Tic Tacs every night. Because as soon as you take them, about 5 minutes later, you like in a blissful sleep. So my body depended on them. But I would take, so say like with the sarcoidosis, my immune system was very, very low. So I had to take a high dosage of prednisone, which is a steroid. Mm-hmm. With taking that, how the dosage that they had was so high, it then turned me into diabetic. So now it's increasing my glucose level, right? So then that's affecting the kidney levels. So now my kidney levels is all over the place. My bladder, I was having issues with my bladder. So I was actually like, I had a friend that passed away from cancer, but we were just comparing medications one day. We were on some of the same medications and I didn't have cancer, but we literally was on 3 different medications that was the same.
You just said a lot right there. I'm not gonna say nothing, but you just said a lot.
I know.
You just said a lot.
Whole
And
lot.
a
Yeah.
whole lot. And it's very alarming and sad at the same time, because some of the same messages, some of the same medicines or alleged medicines that you take, people take those for depression. People use those for asthma. You know what I mean? And you guys are taking these same things for cancer or for whatever the issue is that you have. Sarcoidosis. Can you give me a summary of what that is so people have an understanding?
So sarcoidosis is an inflammatory disease that can affect, it mainly focuses on your lungs, but however, it's a butterfly disease. So it's rare in different people. Some people, it affect different. So my case was very rare. Not a lot of people that are diagnosed with sarcoidosis, it affects all of their organs. You may have some people that have sarcoidosis with the immunity disease, it affects their skin, or it just may just really just affect their lungs. It definitely has something to do, it affects your hormone levels, your thyroid levels, things like that. For me, it was affecting everything. So my skin, the only thing it wasn't affecting was my heart. My heart was okay. My heart was good. But everything else, like my blood pressure was stayed in the 180s over 100. Like,
wow,
it was like a normal thing. That shit is high. That's not normal.
no.
But with everything that I had going on, like they couldn't balance it. It was too much. It was too much, like
When
literally.
you decided to go into a holistic diet and living, did they speak against that to you?
Of course. They did because, and I used to have to lie to them because I knew I had to stop taking that prednisone. The prednisone was the first thing I had to let that go. And I would go and they would just, and it was crazy. It's like they kept increasing every time I would go. They was like, okay, well, we see you taking 100. We want to try you on 120, or let's try you on 140, or this and that. And then once I started like changing everything, like what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to your health and when it comes to diets and all of this stuff, it's renewing your mind. It's mental. It's mental. Once you change your whole mindset and your whole perception, first of all, on food in itself, that's when the healing process began. When you are ready to make a conscious decision, like, hey, enough is enough. Like, I'm tired of taking this medication. I'm tired of doing this. Then that's when the healing began. Because, I was a chef. I'm a certified chef. And during this time, I was in culinary school. I stopped going because the stuff that I was cooking in school and the stuff that we had to feed other people, I didn't agree with it anymore. Like my whole perception of food changed.
Especially once you start knowing what
Yes,
herbs and everything do for you.
cheese, dairy, all of that, like
Bad for you.
horrible. If it actually feeds the disease.
Yes.
You're feeding the disease.
And they know that at the hospital because they invented this to be that way.
Let me tell you something.
But they'll call you crazy. They'll call me crazy.
When I knew the system was effed up, so the American Heart Association, right? So what is the number one protein that blocks and clogs your arteries and things like that? Beef.
I would say meat.
Pork, right? If you go to the Heart Association website, they give you recipes and menu because they help you pick foods that are good for you, right? Why do they have beef and pork menu like recipes on their website. How are you trying to tell people that suffer from heart disease, the one thing that's killing them, how do you have it on your website? I never understood that.
Because they're not trying to
money.
Yes. They're not trying to cure you. They're trying to slow it down.
Yes.
They're trying to slow down your death.
Yep, that part. Right.
And milk you in the process of it. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
So once you get in your mindset of that, you are not, you don't live to eat. You eat to live.
Bang, bang.
That's it. That's
bang,
it.
Bang. And it all comes from the earth.
Yep.
Yep. Someone told me, man, he's like, I can't eat vegetables, man. I need protein. I was like, man, you know, protein comes from plants. Like that's where it actually originated from. Like it just takes a certain amount of protein for you to digest.
Your research. People just gotta do your research. You gotta learn. You gotta,
Yeah.
Invest time in it.
Yes. And the other thing about changing your diet, it changes your mind, the way you think. It gives you clarity. It gives you a lot of clarity when you start being able to diet correctly and you exercise properly. Like you think things differently, you think things through, and you can see a lot further when you're trying to be progressive and productive at the same time. There's a lot of change that happens to you when you're doing it. Now, I will say this: I still do love some dairy. Like I do like cheese. Like I do mess with cheese off and on, but not a lot. Not a lot.
Vegan cheese sucks. So I'm gonna just say that vegan cheese is but I have found some that are okay. I don't deal with it anyway. Like I said, I'm not really a processed vegan eater.
Okay. Talk to me about this chef. Like, how did you become a chef? When did that happen?
Well, I've always, like, that was my major in high school. I was in food service. I love cooking. That was always a passion of mine. I'm good at it. But like I said, when I was during the time that I was in culinary school, I was sick, and it didn't sit right with my spirit. Cooking all this stuff, like I got to the point to where I didn't even want to touch chicken. I still to this day, like I'm not touching no raw chicken. I'm not touching no raw meat. I'm not touching it. Fish, okay, because my daughters, my oldest, she's pescatarian, so she eats fish, and it's so funny, and that's another thing that's really important too, instilling all of these things in your children.
Yes.
So I know for a fact that all of this stuff that my kids see, they're gonna remember. They're gonna know, like it's already like formulating within them, right?
Yes.
So my oldest, she's pescatarian. She doesn't even eat any shellfish, like, because crab, shrimp, all that, them bottom feeding fish. They're like the pigs in the ocean. They're bad to eat, catfish, all of that. She won't even touch it. Like now, since she knows, because it's like once you open up your mind, if you're really ready for change, because people know what chitlins are, they still eat them, But once you are like really ready for change, and you do better. But
you know better, you do better.
No, because when you know better, you still don't. Some people still don't do better.
I do better, but there's just certain guilty pleasures that I have, and I enjoy them.
You're human, like we human.
Absolutely. Okay.
But so I was a chef, and after I got sick, and I was still in school, but I no longer wanted to do it. I no longer wanted to. I just was feeling like nauseous.
I remember at one point, speaking for myself, they wanted to install a chip next to my heart because I had a problem once upon a time. And when they did it, I was like, I'll just work out. They was like, no, we just want to put this wheel, install it next to your heart. It'll count your heart rate and make sure that your heart rate is okay. And when it's not, it'll just start it for you. I was like, but that'll throw it off at some point. Like if the rhythm isn't correct, it'll just, it'll send it like a
pacemaker.
something like a pacemaker, something smaller, but
Okay.
yeah, whatever. So I said I'll work out. They argued me down for weeks about me doing that.
Mm.
And I said, it's my body. I tell you what, give me 2 months. I think I told him a month or two. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'll get back into shape the way I should be, because I was kind of eating crappy.
Okay.
And I wasn't working out because I was trying to be so involved with music. And when you're doing music, like your diet is really shitty unless you're focusing on your diet as well, because you're spending so much time in the studio and trying to make
So
music and do
my
all this other
son,
stuff.
that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a bad diet. I ended up working out straight every day. I would leave work, go to the gym, and work out and be in there for 2 to 3 hours.
Okay. Damn, why so long?
Because here's the thing about working out, and I'm gonna make my own statement and confession about that, or just speak clearly. Through working out, I found that there are a lot of things that I can get off my chest, a lot of anger,
Yeah.
a lot of frustration, and because of that, during that time, all of it started bubbling up and coming out during my workouts. So my
Mm.
workouts became more intense, and the more,
Therapeutic.
yes, the more intense my workouts became, it became therapeutic, and I
Yeah.
had to add more things onto it to keep
Yeah.
me going, right? So in the process of me doing that, I found out that a lot of things that was bothering me started to just come out during my workouts.
Okay.
All right. So
Therapy. Okay.
yes, it became complete therapy. Um, while I'm there, a guy was talking to me about my workout routine. He said, "Man, you do a lot of cardio things, and then you blast through this a part of your workout where you get physical. You hit the punching bag, you do the speed bag, and everything." He
Mm.
said, "Do you have any training in that?" I was like, "Yeah, I used to do a little bit of boxing years and years ago." He said, "The way you're doing it," he said, "you have a workout routine that's similar to guys that are like military trained, or guys that are like proficient in combat. Like, do you feel like you need to hurt somebody?"
Mm.
And I didn't think about it. I was like, I don't think I need to hurt nobody, but I think about hurting people as the workout once I get into the physical combat of my
Yeah.
routine. So we had this long conversation, and he was just talking about sports and how the brain works and everything. He said some people work out to keep from fucking other people up.
True.
He said some people just come to the gym and they blow off steam on a workout, and it keeps them level so they don't hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was laughing, and he was like, "Is it true?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Mm.
The more we talked about, I was like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, yeah, like me being in this gym is keeping other people alive.
Yeah. Facts. That's why I love kickboxing. I be looking forward to going to kickboxing sometimes.
Because you get to let it out. You get to let it out. And
Yes.
I ended up going back to the hospital. They did the test. They ran the test. They did all these not stupid. They did all these tests on me to see if they could trigger what was causing my heart to skip a beat, because I had an awkward heartbeat. Like it would stay on beat and then it would jump off and then it would
Yeah.
stop and they couldn't find it. Right. So after that month and a half, 2 months or whatever, it was back on track.
Okay.
It was back on track, and I stayed like that for about a year, I think, and I just kept going, and I was good. So like for now, I've been
You
pretty
good
good.
now still?
Yeah, but I just need to get back into working out, because the thoughts of that old shit starting to come back when you're dealing
Yeah.
with people.
Yeah.
Like it's people out here, T, that are so oblivious to who they're talking to. Like they don't understand. Like some of us coming from a different type of pain than you do. Some of us come from different circumstances than you do. We deal with things a lot differently than other people do. And because of that, the gym is our peace and our sanctuary.
Mhm.
The studio could be our sanctuary. And you got just a lot of morons out here that they might be smart, but they don't
Yeah.
have common sense and street
Right.
smarts. Like they don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
So working out is one of those things where you decompress and it becomes therapeutic. So I definitely have to get back to that.
I've been real heavy into yoga. Like I've never been a yoga person. I'm more of the fast paced, high energy, like cycling, kickboxing, all of that. Like for me, sitting still too long, I get in my mind, my head, and I think I really didn't want to deal with shit for real, for real. But now, since I have been doing a lot of healing, all I want to do is meditate. Like all I want to do is meditate and do yoga and
Just breathe. Just sit there and breathe.
breathe. You
Just
feel me?
breathe. And I know what you're talking about because I haven't done it lately, but I do it.
It's
I,
amazing. Like,
yeah. And I don't know if you do it in silence, but I can do it in silence or I can do
oh,
it with music.
I have sound bowls. I have all of that. So I do guided meditation. Well, really what it is mainly with that is affirmations, just constantly playing. Or I've learned how to sit in silence and just be still.
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, it's been amazing. It's cuz I do Reiki. I don't know if you're familiar with Reiki.
No.
So Reiki is basically healing the body with energy, basically. So like aligning your chakras, but
Okay.
using different methods, things like that, but with energy. And I also use crystals with it too. So what it does, it helps align your chakras. You know about your chakras, right?
Yes, I do.
So with that, it definitely helps open up and align your chakras. It balances you out. If you have like pain in different areas, it helps with the blockages with that. So with me doing that, it's different practices that you have to know and learn, and you have to apply those to your everyday life. So even with that has caused me to like really, really, truly go within, because in order for me to help heal other people, I have to do the work within myself first.
On your journey, on your current journey, do people tend to look at you or talk to you and hear the things that you're talking about and call you crazy or a crackpot?
Yeah, sometimes, but I wouldn't say, but you know what though? I've always been different.
Me too, T.
I've always been different. So a lot of things, like my sister, when I talk to her, like I can't, a lot of things I can't share with everybody because people just, they won't get it. They won't
They
understand.
don't. They just don't. And
They
I
not,
realized that years ago. Like, why even explain?
it's a lot of things that I've really, really tapped into, but you can't share it with everybody. But, but yes,
Like
I don't
me,
think
me, me
it's
meditating one. Me meditating this one time. I was meditating. Like I was totally out of body. Like I don't know what happened. When I came to, it was like in like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes later.
mm-hmm.
And like I went on this journey where I was just all light. Like I don't know what happens.
Did you write it down?
Um, no, because I still remember it. Like I just remember being light
You
and I
need
was,
to journal it. You need to write those things
yeah.
down. Like, yes. If I could show you my bed right now, you was like, I got so many books and journals and all, like, you have to journal it and write all of those things down.
Because I was out for a while. When I came to, it was like, oh shit! Like I was supposed to be taking my shower or getting ready to go out or whatever. But I just remember being light, and I was just chasing other sources of light down this plane. It was
Even
just
if you remember it, write it down why you still remember it, because there's a reason why you remember it. A lot of things we forget, you know.
no, I remember that because when I woke up, I was
Right.
like, oh
That's
shit,
important. That's what I'm saying. If you still remember it, it's important to write it down. Detail. Write it
yeah,
down.
yeah. I'll have to definitely do that. Give me a journal, but I need to do it more often so I can have those things. But usually for me, it just starts with just breathing. I just breathe until I don't hear myself anymore, and then
Yep.
I go off into
Zone
whatever
it
it
out.
is.
He lights.
Yeah, yeah. I become at total peace, and I don't know. I come back in 2 minutes. Sometimes I come back in five. Sometimes it's 10. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing, man. I besides enjoying some people enjoy a cigar, some people enjoy cannabis, some people enjoy drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, doing those things they can help keep me level headed, especially the physical workout. That is a big thing.
Yeah. Same.
So this juice that I see you drinking, is this a concoction of your own?
Oh, yep. This is my cold pressed juice. This
Please
is
plug it.
this is my beet lotus root. So beets, are good for cardiovascular things. So this right here is what helped me with my high blood pressure. This is what helped me with diabetes. This is what helped me with some of my other levels, like my kidneys. It's helped flush my kidneys out. So beets are a really, really good detox. So this is like one of my favorite and my customers' favorite juices. They're all my favorites, honestly, but a lot of people love the beet juice.
Okay.
So what I do when I have these events, a lot of people don't like beets. So when they come in, because we sample everything, right? So the people that don't like a specific fruit or vegetable, that's the one I make them try. Because I just love seeing their response, like, oh my God. I hate beets, but this is amazing. So yeah, that like, because I work so hard to like not only just make it taste good, but also make it
And
it's healthy juice. I
and
say
what you say is what?
healing juice.
Healing juice. Okay. And from what I've come to understand is the reason that why we don't like certain fruits or vegetables is because of our early experiences, or we didn't just have a good experience with it at all.
Yeah.
So until someone shows us something different with it, we're stuck with this notion or thought that beets are bad or sprouts are bad.
Or it is or people can't cook half the damn time.
Bang bang.
That's why, like, I want that nasty shit. That's nasty. But
My mother made Brussels sprouts as a child. I loved Brussels sprouts. I make them now.
I can't eat them though now because they give me gas. But that's
Okay.
another thing that's important, like knowing what food works with your blood type.
Yeah.
I have to learn that as well. So like now,
Spices too.
yep, everything like everything it breaks it down with the oils,
Mm-hmm.
what type of beans, protein, vegetables, fruits, all of that.
Yeah, it's
That's
important to
important.
know that. Yeah,
So certain things will
absolutely.
work against you, even if it is healthy or whatever. It just may not work with your blood type.
Yeah.
So that's important to know.
Talk to me about this diabetes. So, are you completely done with diabetes, or do you have to take
100% healed. 100% healed.
T? People will call you a liar for saying that.
I'm 100% healed. I don't have to like, you know what? And that's another, like, I share, and that's the thing. I share, and I've shared everything. I was put in pick, like after I had my surgery, when I had like the PIC line IV and things like that, I was posting all it on social media. People was like calling, like bashing me, basically like, you shouldn't be posting that on social media. Why you got your body out there like that? Blah 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 blah. Whatever.
It's the journey.
My fucking body. This is my story. This is my journey. This is my testimony. I didn't care. I do and I did what I want to do. So anybody that don't believe it, that don't concern me.
T, at some point, did you ever look in the mirror at yourself? Because somebody told me this. A young lady I dated, beautiful, excellent human being inside and out. She said sometimes you have to strip down in front of the mirror naked and look at yourself and see what's wrong.
All the time.
Yeah.
And my bathroom is full of mirrors. I have like every corner is covered in mirrors. So I get to see every fucking angle, every aspect, everything.
Yeah.
I see it all.
Yeah.
But not only that, when I'm completely naked, completely vulnerable, completely open, I have conversations with myself. Like I
Mm-hmm.
literally talk to myself because I speak those things. When you talk into a mirror, you're speaking and it's reflecting and bouncing right back to you. So if you're speaking all of these negative things, guess what? You're talking to your reflection. It's bouncing back on you. It's gonna stick on you. So when you're in the mirror, that's when I go in there and that's when I really talk to myself. And I be straight up with me. See, look, I understand X, Y, Z, but we need to get this shit together. You are beautiful. You are doing a damn good job. That's when I have those talks with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is those times in the mirror.
Yeah, I do it.
I have myself in the mirror too. Like, bitch, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, the young lady I was talking to, she was like, "What did you just call yourself in the mirror?" I was like, "I call myself a sexy beast, man. Like you gotta."
That part,
Yeah,
period.
you got to go in there and come out of there feeling
Yep.
good about yourself
Yep.
and go out into this world and do it, you know?
Exactly. You got
Well,
to put the armor on for real.
yes, and I don't think people get this, especially for Black people. When we step out into the world, there is so much being counted against us as we leave the house and as we maneuver out here. Like we have to do things at a higher level. Not that we're not capable, but we have to do things at a higher level than most people do because
Mhm.
we're being looked at and ostracized every day. The
Yep.
images that we see on TV about us are not the best. One reason they are is because we don't control the media and everything that's being put out here, all this poison that's being said about us. But we have to fight against all that and the perception and the opinions of other people, the
Mhm.
discrimination and everything else. Like, and it's crazy. So you have to arm yourself and tell yourself these things that you're a great person, that you can do things, that there is nothing that you can't do. Nothing is impossible. It just takes dedication and discipline and application of information. You have to do these things. And I think I motivated this young lady to start doing it for herself more and more and more. But
Mhm.
I think it's important for not just us, but for all people. You have to lift yourself up. No one, no one is coming to save you. You
Yep.
have to do it for yourself. You
Mhm.
have to.
That's right.
No one's coming to bail you out. No one's coming to help you get that promotion you want. In the end, you have to do the work. And if you don't do it, nothing is going to change. There are very, in the realization of that 10 years ago, or maybe for myself, my circle has gotten so small. I'm about to hit my own self in the head if I throw a ball. You know what I mean? Like there are very few people I can
I've
talk
been
about.
losing friends and finding peace. But honestly, it sounds like a fair trade to me.
It is.
That's like facts right there.
It is. Like I don't desire to be liked. I desire peace and success and health for my family. Health is wealth. And I'm fine with that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? The more peace I have, the more people should be happy because there's a other side of some of us that's just raging to get out.
I used to have a heavy, heavy drinking problem back in the day. And that was my escape.
Mm.
But it made me even angrier. It made me even,
Really?
yeah, I was an angry drunk. Like I want to fight, like, oof, either fight or have like real, like aggressive sex. Like it was either, but yes, yes. And
That liquor can do it.
my father passed, like he passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. So he was an alcoholic. Like that runs in my family. Drug addiction, alcohol, things like that. So it was literally becoming a problem for me. And now I don't drink as much like that. I may have some wine or I may drink tequila every now and again, but I'm very mindful and conscious of what I put in my body. So, and that
Mm-hmm.
was another thing that's how I really found that I was sick too, because I was drinking I think I was drinking Jameson, and I ended up having to go to the hospital. Like,
Mm.
I only had like maybe a cup. I didn't even have a lot. And I'm like, damn, and I was sick for like 3 days. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And that's when everything, like, that's when they found out that my kidneys and my liver was shutting down.
I wonder how many people know or don't know that they have a problem when they're drinking heavy like that. Like
It's
you're not drinking heavy. You're not drinking heavy because you're used to the liquor. You're drinking heavy because you have a problem.
every day.
And it's not the liquor that's the problem. It's something that's going on the inside of you.
Definitely that you're trying to escape and run away from.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I realized that, years down the line, but when I started my healing journey.
Yeah. And the only way to really deal with your problems is self. Again, no one's coming to save you, buddy.
Gotta do the work.
Gotta do the motherfucking work. It
Gotta
all starts with you.
self.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dedication and discipline.
Yep.
Yep. There's a part of, I think we talked about this already, but there's a part of you that you have to cut loose and you have to shake free from to better yourself and to become the better version of you. to continue to change and become a better person, to evolve from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to go through it. Snakes shed skin, spiders molt, crabs, lobsters, they all do it. So we do it as well. We shed skin, dead skin peels off of us. So at some point you got to put them old clothes away and step into your grown man clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful journey. Like you're watching you and your journey. I don't say nothing. I'll just comment. Or I send you a nice message. T, love you. You're doing a great job. You're beautiful. You're doing awesome. You're doing well. I get out the way. That's because I see. I don't bother everybody, but I see
Yeah.
shit. I
In a
see shit.
cut.
Yeah. I always been in the cut.
Killer.
But I always been that way, right?
Yeah.
I always been that way. I never jump out there and want to be seen because that's not my thing. That's never been my thing. I've
Mm-hmm.
always been the modest, silent killer in the room. You never see me coming until it's that time.
Uh-huh.
But your journey has been awesome. I'm very proud of you for the things that you've done. Do you have a website for your juices or anything?
I definitely do.
Plug
It
it. Plug
is
it.
www.healthtee.life.
Yeah.
Again, that is www.healthtee.life. We offer cold pressed juices, ginger energy shots. We have elderberry sea moss, and we offer detox cleanses. So we have 3, 5, and 7-day detox cleanses. We are now a manufacturing company, so we can ship to all 50 states.
Damn.
Great. Yes, yes, yes. So you can have your detox cleanses delivered right to your doorstep, fresh, cold, all that. Yes.
I'm about to give you a bad review just because.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Nobody gonna believe you because out of 100, your one is not gonna mean nothing.
I'm gonna give you a bad review.
You can't, even if you wanted to.
I don't want to, and so I'm not gonna do it. I wouldn't do that to you.
You definitely should, try them out.
Not try them. I'll buy some.
Yeah,
I'll buy some.
really good.
Absolutely. Did you get registered with DMB and all that? You done all that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Some people don't do it.
Building it up. Building that business credit up, doing all of that stuff. Like, everything happened so fast. Like, I was in business before I even had my business plan. I was doing all of these things before I even had like spreadsheets with like everything has been happening so fast. So
sometimes when you're walking in your purpose, T, that's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're walking in your purpose.
And now I'm trying to like, oh my God, I need help with this. Like, cause I'm expanding, like, but the foundation has to be set.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then if you do find help, you need to find somebody that loves your baby like you do.
Yeah, I prayed for it. Like, God, you gotta send me, like, come on. And it's been happening. Alignment,
Send me a gunner. I need a gunner with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. T, have you thought about writing a book?
No.
And if not writing a book now, are you documenting your journey of life? A journal?
Okay, I have a journal, but what I did think about doing, for one, definitely a fitness journal, but also a lot of people find me inspiring and find me like as being this motivational person, this positive light being person. And so I always wanted to do like affirmations or just speak life into people, because a lot of times people, they come to me when they have issues or have problems and things like that. And it's like, I always can find something to say to kind of encourage them and things like that. So I did think about doing like some type of something, but
a book of affirmations.
Honestly, I don't even have time.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying, T, is get you a journal, huh?
I get what you're saying.
And write it down. Write it down. And then chronicle not just your current journey, but your life journey. T, you're
Yeah.
gonna have an excellent book. Watch what I tell you. You're gonna have a great book.
It is 901 March 17th.
Why are you dating my episode right now?
I'm oh
Why are you dating my episode?
wait, can you crop that out?
No, I'm not doing that. Why would you date my episode like that?
I dated this so that way we can have it. So when my book do come out and I have this to go back and reference on, like, remember when we
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
that's why I did that.
I'll give you that.
So we know. So I'm like, remember when friend, remember, come on, let me take you out to eat. Remember when you told me that time we was talking and you to
Yeah. Yeah. I
when
think
you
I
come,
think you should do
come
it.
to the book signing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I think you should do it. I think it's gonna make for great material for other people to learn from. Because most people they see you now, but they don't know the whole totality
Right.
of who Tanishia is.
Right.
There was a T baby at one point, like people don't know anything about.
Oh Lord.
You know, you're not gonna speak on that person, but you know, there are some people out here. We've all evolved from something, so
We talk about T baby. Lord, Lord,
yeah.
Lord. T baby, that's my girl.
Word, big bird. That's the person that helped get you to where you are right now.
That's my girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find it peaceful being in Texas?
I do.
It's slower.
Yeah.
The air is cleaner.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. The schools, the area I live in is good. So the
Your,
area is nice.
your
Really good.
girls enjoy it?
Yeah, they do.
What about the young man? How's the young man?
He's good. He's finding his way.
Good. Good.
Finding
Good.
his way.
Is he into arts or anything?
He's into music.
Okay.
He's into music heavy. Like he just actually came out with an album, Problem Child, and it's streaming on all platforms. It is on Apple Music. I checked it out. He's actually good.
He's actually good.
He's actually good. It's actually dope. Like I got a couple of songs on there that I like. A
Say his
few of
name.
them.
Plug him. Plug him.
Okay, so he goes by Ben Glocken. And it is Problem Child streaming on all platforms.
I wish him well. I hope he finds his journey. I wish him well.
So he's thinking about doing truck driving school. I'm like, you definitely should do it. Definitely go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's like really looking into now. And I've been telling him that since he got out of jail, but they gotta, do it on their own timing.
Yeah, they do, especially young men. But just make sure you continue to encourage him.
Yeah, he be pissing me off, but I got his back.
He's a young man.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, we don't have to go too far deep into it, but you do know that he is angry. You do know he is frustrated. We'll leave it at that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because I understand that part too.
I get it.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Do you plan on opening up another store in Texas, or do you plan on coming back up here and opening one?
Well, I don't have a store. So what I have is we go to a commercial kitchen.
Okay.
And we use that to like make all of our products and things like that. That is next. Like I do want to have a storefront, a brick and mortar. I do want that. I want it to go even beyond just a juice bar. Like I want to have it to where
a juice bar would be dope though too.
Yeah, no, it's going to be that, but I want it to be more than that. Like I want to do my Reiki sessions in there. I want it to be more like a cafe where people could come in and study and, a modernized urban Starbucks. I just say that.
Okay. So
I like that type of vibe, that type of.
Okay.
But I also incorporate like cycling because I'm still getting my certification to be a cycle instructor. I haven't been 100% committed to it because everything else is going on around me. But that right there is what helped save my life too, cycling.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, especially us, we don't really rock with it like that because it's always been that exercise that's hard or challenging or it's not fun or whatever. And when I did it, it was fun. Like I enjoyed it. And I wanted to let, you know, people know that you can have fun with the exercise. Like I want to make it fun. I want to make like bring just a dope vibe and a dope energy to it. So that's why I want to get my cycling certification.
That would be dope. Like, so what would you do then? Would you have the brick and mortar building? Would you have like levels where the juice bar would be at the bottom and then you could go upstairs to where the
I want yoga. I have a good friend out here that I work out with. She's a personal trainer. I would have her you know, do workouts and things like that. So yeah, that's the vision.
all
And
right.
expanding because honestly, what I want to do, I want to get an RV and I want to travel and I just want to just be on the road and just living like that, just traveling just all around the world.
Really?
Hmm. That's
Okay.
what I do.
And when you say live around the world, are you talking about taking your juices with you, or are you just talking about just go and travel?
Yes, me.
Okay. You just want to be a nomad.
Yep. The juices and everything that's gonna be running. Like, you know, I'll have people that's doing that already because I'll be set up. We'll be set up. That foundation is how will already be set,
Mhm.
you know. But that's the journey that I can really see myself doing that.
Okay.
I can really see myself. I just think that's just so peaceful, like a hippie type life type, you know.
Yeah, you on your way with the little
Yeah,
dirty feet and all that.
all that. Grounded, all all of that.
Hugging trees.
Yup.
Hey, and by
Mm-hmm.
the way, to anybody who's listening, there's nothing wrong with hug a tree. You should probably try it.
Yup. Yep. Hugging on a tree. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it.
ain't nothing wrong with it. You should probably connect because a lot of us aren't connected to the very thing
That,
that gives
that's
help
what I
give
be
us
on.
life.
That's what I be on.
Yeah, I know. I remember when I was living in the South, or when I would visit, I would take my shoes off, take my socks off, and just walk.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk.
Grounding.
Go stand
Now, I don't
next
know.
to the
Like
tree.
I want to do the grass. I don't know about the concrete because I ain't trying to have my feet all jacked up. Nah.
No,
But
no, I would walk in the grass.
yes, the grass for sure.
You definitely have to look out for the little ant hills because certain they got different types of ants.
Oh, ooh, yeah. Yeah.
They got different ants. They got fire ants down there. Them motherfuckers get to biting you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but it's dope to see that you have so much going on and you found a different way to be productive and change the way that you live. And this health journey is crazy, man. I love it. I love it.
Yep. So that's why I'm so passionate about what I do when it comes to helping others because I know what it's like to not have anybody there for you and not necessarily for you, but just to motivate you on them days that you don't want to do anything. You don't have the strength or the energy to do it. You got to push yourself because nobody's coming to save you.
There is no one coming to save you. You have
So,
to do it for yourself.
yep. So,
I think we're gonna end it right there.
okay.
Please give out your their website address again.
My website is www.healthtee.life. I'm also on Instagram, healthtee.life, and Facebook, healthtee.life. I enjoy myself. I enjoy talking to you.
This is excellent. I'm enjoying it too. But we're gonna end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. You bitch you. And we